It's interesting because the sound is very hard at times, and very strong, but yet because there's only four of you, there's enough space for each element to kind of breathe. So when Frederick goes off on his bass line or bass solo, and you're running around the crowd and just going nuts. I mean, it's a beautiful blending. I mean, how do you think other bands have kind of taken from that? Because it seems like now there's like a return to the more simple sound. It used to be very like big and horns and strings and everything. You guys keep a very kind of rudimentary sound. Is that on purpose, or is that just?
Well, I think sort of. I mean, it's a lot of things that the sounds that we have sort of evolved by itself. We haven't really planned much out. But then, we've had thoughts about maybe adding someone in the group, or just to invoke us more playing or something. But as soon as you add another person, it becomes a completely different chemistry. We know each other so well that even if we're rehearsing and someone else is in the room, it feels awkward. It's another. So I think we're just so comfortable with each other that we're not afraid of playing and making mistakes and feeling stupid about that, or you just feel completely free. And I think that's something that takes time, to feel with other musicians. So.
Well, it's interesting when you see the live show that kind of something that we were commenting about is you guys seem very in tune with each other, almost like you're speaking without speaking.
Right.
Even when someone will go off on a tangent, you're still it's right on time. Do you think that kind of just come about just by learning each other's like biorhythms and living in close proximity over the years?
Yeah, partly that, and then also I think that's where our influence from jazz comes in. I think that the whole improvisation part of jazz. I mean, we're not maybe interested in playing music that sounds like jazz music. I mean, the influence is there, but I think the sort of philosophy of, without making solos feel like sports or something, it's about communicating and sort of keeping an openness in the songs where anything can happen. And I think to have that, you have to sort of, be able to see that, he's going to do something.
That's amazing. It's always fascinated me as just being a lover of music to kind of see that, like the Beatles have that. And I don't know if I'm making a comparison, in terms of you guys just being able to communicate without words it's fantastic, and it's a rarity. So I think that definitely is a testament to kind of how on the same page you guys are. The premise of the show is really we give shine to artists who utilize the internet as their primary means of marketing. And you guys have a fantastic fan base around the world. How have you kind of utilized the web to reach out and get such grand following? Because really in Los Angeles, there aren't many stations that play your music, and yet you come out here and sold out. There's a buzz in the city. And, hey, Little Dragon. How do you do that via the web?
Well, we tried. Obviously MySpace is our main. We have a website as well, but MySpace is so easy to control. You can change it whenever. Try to make it. You have people who are happy to make videos and stuff like that, so we try to update it with some videos every now and then. And, everything's very low budget and homemade, but I like to draw, so I'll draw some background things for the MySpace, or we make our own remixes when we're tired of making bad remixes of songs and stuff like that. And, so yeah, I think I don't know, it's just you can be really creative these days, and because of the internet, it's just endless opportunities. If you have a little support from some radio and the record company or whatever, then basically you can just do so much yourself. We really try to have as much control as we can because it's fun. So.
And with kind of things going more towards the download and the non-tangible product realm, with the file sharing and whatnot, how do you kind of see the landscape evolving and you guys kind of keeping pace and keeping the fan base?
You mean compared with selling CDs?
Right. Do you see? I guess the better question is, do you see CDs becoming obsolete? Or do you think people will continue to want a tangible product?
Well, I I think that CDs, it's always fun to hold something in your hand and have the artwork. And I think people are more inclined to having a feel of something being homemade.
Mm-hmm.
So if it feels very, generic and very industrial, then maybe it's not so interesting to have the product. But if it feels kind of homemade, then maybe, you want to be able to look at the booklet and stuff like that. But I mean, on the other hand, I think it's great. I don't know how musicians are going to get paid from it, but I think it's in a way it should be free, but somehow it's a big discussion about this in Sweden right now, actually, how to do it. But I don't know. I guess if you're Radiohead and you're already famous and you have a name, then it's the perfect way just to pay whatever you want and just here it is. But for a new artist, it's not going to work that way.
Do you think letting people make videos and you actually saying, hey, someone did this for us and we appreciate it, do you think that's kind of part of the connection with the fan base that makes people feel more like you said, that hey, I'm a part of this, this is very homemade and homespun? Is that?
Yeah, and I think that just the fact that you can talk with people or comment them back, or I try to answer. I don't answer all of the messages on MySpace, but I try to answer a few, and even Facebook. A lot of fans come and comment and try to have a personal connection with them. So.
Well, I was quite amazed that you responded to my message.
Oh, yeah.
That was nice. Now, the new album, is it Berlin Masters at the proper pronunciation?
Oh no, that's the Japanese version of the album.
Oh.
Yeah. And the new album, the second album, will come out in April next year.
Oh, and that's gonna be called.
Well, we're still working on a name. So we're still working on it.
But I heard some of the new stuff at the concert. It seems like sounds like you're taking a little bit more risks, even because the first album was already just all over the place, but in a beautiful way. But this album just kind of seems like you guys are really pushing the boundaries even more. So is that the case?
I think a little bit. It sounds better. I think the sound is stronger and everything, and it still has that kind of shattered feel. But there's a connection between everything. I think it's like yesterday we played San Francisco, and it was we had this huge hip hop following.
Really?
And it's so nice to see people are they really want to hear something different, and it's so fun. I mean, we just think that's great. So I think that in a way, we're there's still, and that's the nice thing. I think we have crowds that listen to all kinds of different music because maybe they hear some of what they like in our music, but still opens doors for other kind of sounds and things.
It's kind of like the nice thing of being between different genres.
Yeah.